More mindless musings of friends while I watch someone else suck at Dark Souls.
And I was in the middle of like a triple triad tournament with like 7 other players, and the dad just had to walk in. Yeah, what's that? What's that do? What does those numbers mean? Stop!
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to share any part of a hobby of yours, I mean, I think a card game is probably the easiest way to break him into it.
Yo, but
Yeah, it's the
I
easiest
explain.
thing to explain.
I know it's
your
not.
parents
Triad is
understand the
simple
Gundam?
as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, you could totally teach some random idiot just triple triad.
it's the easiest game ever to
It-
pick up, but it's not Tetra.
It's no Gwen.
It's no shut up.
It's no Gwen. Gwen takes some fucking work. Sadly.
Okay, here's the thing. Most people look at FF8, right, as in like, hey, it's that strange sequence, that point in time when Nomura was like, oh man, I watched a lot of Beverly Hills 91210 or something, right? And like the best thing to come out of it is easily the soundtrack, but the second best is, oh god, it's that card game.
Certainly not the story.
Story's fine.
No, it's not.
Too normal for a Final Fantasy.
I would rather be playing as Laguna rather than Squall.
Exactly.
I freaking
Exactly.
hate Squall. He sucks. Dad is way more interesting as a character than he is any day.
I think, okay, Laguna, Kiros, and Ward, I always thought were the more interesting characters, but I think part of that's because they're adults. They're not obnoxious kids.
I mean, like the whole story is like they're a bunch of like the company deserters essentially. There's like army deserters.
I think
Yeah.
the mistake they made with Final Fantasy VIII is those Squall did have some character development. It certainly wasn't well shown. Like they could have played that up a bit more, like more character
it's
development.
subtlety.
And I think that subtlety with it worked against them.
Like I
Which-
don't get his frantic desperation to rely on Renoa. When she's comatose. Like why does he start like turning then towards like, hey, I'm kind of obsessed with love now, finally. Like she never actually gave him any kind of affection to begin with. If anything, she teased him.
And
That's
they
like
feel
what
like
you got
till it's
that
gone.
the Squall is
Hey,
dead.
Whoa, which one? Joe, go first.
I'm just saying the power of boners, man.
Okay, Carol.
Makes more sense if he's dead.
Karen?
Don't know what you got till it's gone. I mean, I would say that kind of makes sense. People are
Very
stupid.
good
People
point.
don't fucking understand emotions.
I would have loved it if like she she owed him money or something. I'm not gonna let her off the hook.
Fucking dying my ass. She's paying me back that 50.
Like there's literally a character in that Trails game that I'm playing, and it's like that guy owes me 50 like gil or something. I'm dragging his ass back to the thing. That's literally the rivalry.
So Mad Max mentality. I'm just here for the kiss.
Just there for the cash.
No, that's Cloud in the remake. You're gonna help us build the bar, right? You're gonna pay me, right?
Like Jesse's constantly trying to get in his pants all the time. Hey, maybe you should pay me for like this night out. And Cloud's like, should have asked for more money. She's like, hey, want to stay here tonight? And he's like, pay me.
Oh shit.
Boner killer. Wow, what a mood
Like,
maker.
bitch, I ain't free.
Yeah, Gigolo Cloud knows his worth, apparently.
I feel like I'm losing my mind because I actually remembered this week last year because this was the week it took me to beat FF7.
She wants the Omni Slash, she needs the Omni Cash.
I think I beat the game on May 2nd, if I'm remembering correctly.
Why specifically that? I think it did come out to like March, April, though, didn't it?
No, it came out in April. I was well into P5 Royal, constantly being bombarded by Joe. What are you doing playing P5 Royal? The world's playing FF7 right now.
Yeah, pretty
I'll get
much.
to it. I'll get to it.
You,
And I
you
did
were
get
the
to it.
only one. Okay, yeah, you did, but you were the only one, like, of like all of us, like pretty much
Yeah,
everybody.
it's like all three of us had like Final Fantasy VII Remake and add it straight away. And you're just like, no, I'm finishing P5 first.
But here's the thing: he wasn't exactly dumb. There was like a special promotional thing on for like P5 Royal as well in like the first opening week. If you beat the game and got platinum, then you got like tons and tons of like downloadable content from PSN,
I just
including
like Dr. Maruki.
yeah.
That was my motivation for continuing the game.
But this was like the first 2 weeks of the game coming out. As soon as it hit the shelf.
It took me 3 weeks to beat Royal, buddy. And
Yeah,
immediately
yeah,
after I beat Royal, I started FF7.
And how much time did you spend indoors that year?
I don't know, like 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
See, quarantine was weird for me. Like, it came in different stages. Like, I remember, like, my first week, all I did was watch Barry. Remember that show?
Yeah, but that was like 2 seasons.
Barry
Yeah.
or other Barry?
Yes. There's a really funny HBO show called Barry, and Phil actually is the one who told me about it. And the second season has an episode. Oh God, who does he fight?
Ronnie.
Is it Lonnie?
Ronnie.
And it might be the hardest I've ever laughed at anything HBO related.
Yeah, if we ever get a chance, like a movie night or something, we gotta treat these guys to, like the hour of just Ronnie alone. Like he might just be the greatest throwaway character in like any show ever created, and it's all done like visually as well. There's barely any verbal kind of like in there.
For a comedy show, that is one of the most impressive choreographed fights I've ever seen.
Wait, which one?
Oh, the initial conflict.
Oh, okay.
I know what you're talking about because it accelerates.
But that's the thing. Like you're a fan of the first one, the Discovery. I'm like the second one is so much funnier for me because it's just like, dude, give it up. Like, just let's get on with our lives,
Let's
please.
just go to Chicago. Come on, right?
Get on the bus. Come on. It's the excessive bit that is just kind of like, oh God, for God's sake, I can't believe I'm doing this.
It's kind of like a living analogy of this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an unmovable object.
Yeah, that's just the anarchy talking from Fight Club, though. You're just repeating Joker dialogue now. No, this is a case of when you take things too far. Or, obviously don't judge a book by its cover. Whew.
But yeah, the first time I saw that episode, I was like, I'm finally happy for the first time since this fucking quarantine started.
Well, there's that at least. Like, if there's one thing you can say about being in quarantine, like, hey, a lot of the stuff that you're actually watching is pretty entertaining because you've got all the free choice in the world.
Yeah, but I'm a
Yeah, you now
workaholic.
have all the time in the world to watch whatever kind of garbage you want.
Well, he's been recommending me this show called Final Space now on Adult Swim. I'm gonna be watching that.
Many times we've heard.
I'm sorry, it's a good show.
Watch the ad. Not watch the ad, but I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, so you say. I don't necessarily trust your judgment.
Oh, you. You're cynical on Rick and Morty too.
Yeah, I was, and quite frankly, if I was just going by the first episode alone, because I was tempted to just stop after that first episode because I thought it was fucking garbage. I am thankful I kind of moved on, and it was
is this
kind of funny
the-
after that. But, yeah.
Is this the episode that it kind of begins with like, hey Morty, get up? With it, I made a bomb, Morty. Yeah, I'm like, a bomb?
Yeah.
And this was,
Cold
I mean, I did
opening.
start watching Rick and Morty not that long after. I kind of had to accept that I had a bit of a drinking problem, so
Okay.
that probably didn't help with that first episode.
I mean, I've had a drinking problem for like the last 10 years, but...
Well, I mean, that's natural being Scouse and all.
Actually, no, it's you guys that are my drinking problem more than anything else.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I can't even remember.
How many times, Phil, have I told you you don't have to drink alcohol, drink water?
let me just do that.
The fun is just in saying drink, Phil. It's not in you getting drunk.
Sit
It's
on the
just in
pineapple,
the-
Phil.
Phil, drink.
Yeah, just wait until next time. Instead of saying Phil drink, just say Phil hydrate. And then
I
you'll
like
know.
that.
I can't even remember the plot of the first Rick and Morty episode. Like, what actually happens?
It's the mega fruit thing.
Yeah, where he's got Morty has to smuggle the seeds up his ass.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this because I don't remember any of this. Damn.
Yeah, intergalactic customs.
Been a while since.
I think it's all on HBO Max, so I can probably rewatch it whenever. Right now, I actually started a show on HBO Max that I've been meaning to watch for a long time now.
Kimmy Schmidt.
But I just no, I finished Kimmy Schmidt.
All right. How long is
So-
Kimmy Schmidt, by the way? Like, is it only a miniseries or is it like just 1 or 2 seasons?
No, 4 seasons, and the last episode is actually really neat. The last episode is a kind of like the TV equivalent of a Telltale game. It's a
Well, so
Hour-
the teaser at the end of each season just lies about the next one.
no. It's like an hour and a half episode, and you get like to make choices for Kimmy.
Oh my god, I got stuff to tell you about that as well. Oh jeez. Okay. I can't believe I didn't even bring this up in the last 2 weeks. The guy who actually like co-wrote The Wolf Among Us, by the way, flat out admitted in the last few weeks that hey, yeah, everybody was totally right about the whole Boy Who Cried Wolf thing. I was right. Back in 2014, you never let me have it, okay? I was right. I've got word from God now that I was right, okay?
Oh, I
remember you
don't
saying
know if I'd call that person God.
You know, word from God isn't like, you know, the guy who obviously wrote it, therefore, word of the author.
A word from the writer, yes, but
But, like, concrete
God.
proof, okay? This guy came forward and said, like, yeah, everybody kind of, like, guessed where we were going to go for that series. And we kind of went overboard with, like, the teases of the character. Hell, we had a shepherd's crook on his shirt as he was in, like, focus with Snow White. in, like,
No, I
the
don't
first
remember you
episode.
saying any of this. I think it.
He did, I
No.
remember.
No, I'm pretty sure he's just.
no, he did. I remember it. He
Sure,
was.
okay.
Pretty sure he's just making.
I ain't making anything up. All right. Do you remember the
No,
very
totally
first
just
episode of
He's,
The Wolf
being,
Among
Yeah,
Us?
he's
like
just
it's right.
giving a rough time.
Okay, he's just pissing on my parade right now.
He's just being Karen.
I like
I
Tyler.
love
Durden.
him, but he can be a little bit of an
I
asshole.
like Tyler Durden, Kieran more. He actually is wholesome and nice when he's
Is this Ed Norton, Kieran?
yeah. No, we're talking to Ed Norton, Kieran.
Oh,
when has that ever been a thing? By the way, with the super ego or the the ego is like kind of like the other personality that you actually deal with. You know, the nice person. I can't think of that ever being done before.
What in a movie with somebody with a split personality, or
I imagine the individual that you talk to the majority of the time would be the Ed, wouldn't it? So therefore, you know, would be the jackass. You know, the
Split.
true.
yeah,
was it-
kind of.
Isn't Split like based on like actual personalities though?
A dissociative
Identity disorder.
identity disorder, which is a
With Split though, there's like 100 people living in James McAvoy's head.
Yeah, it's kind of like Legion. And there's a certain other movie from like yeah, I'd give too much away that one. Hey, there's something for Spooktober. Hey, Carol, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm?
Never mind, you'll get it later on.
Oh, the show in question I was talking about before. No, it's not Kimmy Smith. I'm done with that. It's called Person of Interest.
The one with Michael Emerson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of this.
I thought
I've
that
only
went
seen-
off air like some time ago.
Yeah, it did, but I'm just binge watching it because I've never watched it before. I've only seen the first 2 episodes.
I saw a couple episodes, but it just really didn't grab me.
Whatever happened to your Blacklist show, by the way? Is that still continuing or is it finished?
I had stopped watching it. I'm not quite sure why. I just
I
You just kind of
lost
fell off.
interest.
I bailed in season 2 at some point. They made James Spader's character. What's his name? Red?
Yeah.
They made him so much of a Gary Stu, it wasn't even funny.
So okay, he's not Robert California then, or Ultron.
He's something. You don't actually know who or what he is.
What's the villainous version of a Gary Stu? Evil Gary. Evil, well, Barry Stew, I suppose.
Negan.
Negan? What?
Oh, come on. Negan is definitely like the villain version of a Gary Stu. Like the entire cast of that crappy Walking Dead show wanted that character dead for years, and they never killed him, even when they had him like in their complete mercy.
It's just a guy with a baseball bat. Why do we keep, getting outsmarted and losing to this guy? Oh, we're surrounded by zombies.
He beat 2 of our friends to death with a baseball bat for shits and giggles. Let's just put him in prison.
Feed him to the damn things.
Yeah, I'm with Phil.
Like, okay,
We should be dinner.
wasn't there a scene at some point in The Walking Dead where they used like a really crappy CGI bazooka on like a group of like bikers?
Yes.
Just mercilessly. Okay, what's wrong with
I'm
just doing that
glad
to
I
Jeffrey
didn't
Dean
watch
Morgan?
past season 1.
Yeah, but season 1 was 6 episodes, so
Yeah.
I remember that.
I watched all of season 1 and a few episodes of season 2, and I was like, I just can't take this shit anymore. It's just so boring.
It
I was so bored.
That was a benchmark at one point for like, hey, good direction, lack of budget, great character acting, storyline to actually go along. But eventually, the guy, I think it was Frank Darabont. Who was the guy who actually like wrote those comics? Was it Darabont?
I know the original showrunner bailed either at the end of season 1 or somewhat into season 2.
Yeah, pretty much Game of Thrones all over again.
No, I think D&D stuck around. It was George who bailed.
Yeah, because George didn't have enough material for the thing to actually continue, and he didn't want to give it away his own, part of the deal. He's still going to make money on his own.
It was their refusal to adapt The Feast for Crows and A Dance with Dragons. I think that annoyed him. Wait, you have 2 books that barely have any sex? We can't adapt this.
TV community demands tits and dragons.
Wait, it's a Feast for Crows book. Hardly anyone gets killed. That's not right.
There's a little boy out there who'll go dry tonight because his friends won't make him drink when he sees boobs on TV. Do it for him.
Little boy?
Yeah, this was like 10 years ago.
Little boy? I thought you were like a grown up by then.
Oh, jeez.
He's not a grown up now. Who you can?
Yeah. What?
Phil's a big boy.
I think Phil can see the moon. What is it a full moon tonight, Karen, by the way?
Was last night, so probably tonight again, yeah.
Right, okay,
Wait.
I think I can actually see it.
Wait, you guys can see the moon? I
Well,
thought it was raining.
So we share the same moon. You could have just asked one of these 2.
Yeah, but they're on a different side of the planet.
We still
So?
have the same moon.
Yeah.
No, it's my moon. Could be overcast for them right now. Or they couldn't be in a position to actually see it outside of the...
Yeah, I'm not in a
Well, it
position.
could be overcast for me. We do live many miles away.
And
Not
in a
as
part
many part as Joe and I do.
and in a part of the world known for constantly being rained on, it actually is overcast for me tonight, so I can't see the moon.
Joe, don't help him.
Hooray! Information.
I live on a different side of the planet than him, but my weather patterns are very
Joe,
different
he
than his.
has to learn.
Has to learn what?
Joe, where do rivers come from?
For a start, that.
You see that? By the way, did you see that swerve? By the way, like effortlessly dodge, get under that bus, buddy, not me.
They come from Tyler Durden.
Holy crap!
I love it when y'all pull each other under the bus.
It was actually right, by the way. Yeah, it is nearly a full moon. I think it's like almost complete.
We gotta add the movie Things to that list of, the Wheel of Crap.
The Circle of Suck.
I want to watch that movie just for the ending. You've now experienced Things. That or the
Things.
the movie where the sound is completely out of control. I think it's called Wicked World. When they're like at like a barbecue and there's sound effects from World War II playing.
I don't think that was Things. I think that's
Wicked World.
yeah. Yeah, but you're more interested in that. I'm more interested in the ending. Like, don't worry, Joe. There's a ID tag microchip that's going to be out there soon to fix all our problems.
Yeah. And
There
there
is
won't be
hope.
any more war or anything bad ever again because of the microchip in the brain. Yeah, that's a pretty scary thought.
One bad, I don't even want to call it movie, but let's just say video that I probably could find but never want to watch. SOS.
No, we are not watching that insane thing. Are you mad?
No, I don't want to watch it.
Like, why would anybody want to watch that? Unless you were obviously part of that cult, but you just want to see smiling, winking Jesus.
The Buddy Christ.
Uh,
Hey, better or worse than How to Seduce Women Using Hypnosis?
You mean rape?
yeah. I think the thing with that one is, like, does it actually work?
No. Well, I hope not. Oh, God.
Exactly.
You can, if you know how to word things correctly, convince people to do
Right.
things they would never normally do while under hypnosis.
Is
But
it
you
called
cannot-
alcohol?
No, that's how you get Phil to do things. But
Mhm.
you cannot actually make somebody do something that they absolutely would never do, even when they're hypnotized. So a lot of times it's a matter of careful wording.
I often, wish I was hypnotized just so I could see if it was crap or not, because I often wonder that.
Here's a good example. I've often been told that I snore when I sleep. And obviously, because you're not conscious around to actually hear that, you don't know what it sounds like. So,
You
Like-
have this wonderful thing called recording software now.
yeah, but who has the time for that? Who's going to leave a recording software thing
Well,
that
you do
next to
if
your
you
head?
have. I mean, you do if you have time to sleep. So
All it takes is like a loved one, you know? Somebody just go like,
or
use
you
the
just put the thing on and then go to bed.
wasting electricity.
Is it though?
Just for one night, man.
Just leaving your fridge on overnight, is that wasting electricity?
Maybe. Besides, Phil doesn't have anybody who sleeps with him.
Oh, God.
Not
But he's
lately.
single. He's not like having someone living with him in that kind of way.
I actually can sleep with my eyes open.
You're free.
You ever
I
watch the movie?
sometimes sleep sitting up.
You ever watch the movie Major Pain?
No, which one's this?
Nope.
Sleepers for the week.
One of the Wayans brothers.
He
I
plays
think
like a drill sergeant that is forced to work at a school. I think if I'm remembering correctly, it's a school, and they have like a military program like ROTC.
Okay,
And the
ethical,
kid,
ethical
Shit.
question. Hey, how do you know this?
because I've seen the movie,
No. How do you know you do this?
people tell me.
Oh. And is it like wide-eyed, 1,000-yard stare kind of like sleep? Or is it just like eyes slightly open somewhat?
About half open. I was gonna say though, in the movie Major Pain, there's a scene where the kids want to play a prank on him, so they're sneaking into his bed at night when he's sleeping, and then they're walking up to his bed, and his eyes are just like bulging open, staring at the ceiling. Like, shit, should we do this or not?
How the hell do you do that sleep when your eyes half open? Like, jeez, you'd be looking like a body or something. Somebody just found a body in your room, and it's you.
Well, people who sleepwalk, they will have their eyes open and functioning like they're awake.
Oh,
They're
jeez.
not.
I used to sleepwalk all the time when I was a kid.
Really?
People forget just how much
Yeah.
of their body moving is actually just autonomous function, and they don't have to think. It's just muscle memory. I mean, do you have to think and remember how to blink?
With me and the eyes open, I think it's just the fact that I sleep best in complete dark. And
I think most
obviously,
people do.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, a lot of people do. It also helps if you close your eyes as well.
No,
Yeah.
not everybody. Some people have night lights and whatnot. But my point is though, and when it's completely pitch black, and when your eyes are closed, it's indistinguishable from when your eyes are open.
Man, I had to teach him where waterfalls come from, and now teaching him how to sleep. What an interesting podcast this is gonna fucking be.
I mean,
This from
considering
Tyler
I'm not
Durden.
yeah, this
recording, by the way.
is from the Insomniac, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Sleep
Unless-
is for the weak.
A lesson how to sleep from Tyler Durden.
How many personalities?
yeah. Productive.
And Carol, you're not
Don't
recording. He is.
Well, I mean, if you're sleeping less, theoretically, that is, more productive. You got more time to do shit.
Except
I
that
mean,
you're
that's
too
simple
tired
math.
to do anything, and you wind up sitting around complaining about being tired and falling asleep and not admitting to it.
So, have you ever heard of the poster rule of sleepwalking? By the way. So, the popular theory is that if you actually leave a poster parallel to your bed on a wall with, like, say, a person on it, okay, the sleepwalker will recognize that person somewhat indistinguishably from their own, like, natural day, okay, and they'll realize, like, oh no, they'll actually wake up. It's because of the lack
I
of
have
detail.
never heard of that.
Because of the lack of detail in your, like, normal life in your room, essentially. Sleepwalking, it just adds to the effect of, like, just like sauntering away. But if you actually do see something specific in detail that is expressive, your mind immediately starts jogging. It starts, like, working its gears back into, like, consciousness, and wakes you up. Like, apparently there's been, like, many of people who wake up sleepwalking almost immediately before they can even get out of bed if they just look at a poster on a wall. And they're just like, oh, what am I doing? Back to bed. Gone. Once again. It's an interesting little defense thing. It's like child-proofing yourself, if you know what I mean. We just thought about that then, Joe.
How would you see the poster though? If, it was in the middle of the night.
Because your eyes
So I
get
was-
used to the dark.
Guess.
Yeah, your eyes will adjust, and very few people sleep in absolute darkness.
Yeah.
There's going to be like some moonlight or some street light or what have you coming in through your bedroom window.
I prefer to make it as dark as possible. Like I
mean-
sleep the best with that.
It's different for me because I wear glasses, and therefore my eyes can't adjust that well to the dark because there's obviously a lack of detail, and, like, sharper vision. But same can be said of anybody else. I mean,
Now, see, I don't sleep in complete darkness. There's light from outside coming into my room, light from the hallway coming into my room.
close those
I have
doors.
to keep the hallway light on all the time because, similar to you, my eyes not being that great, I can't necessarily see where I'm going to go to the bathroom without, like, injuring myself if I don't have light.
Yeah, but you leave the door slightly ajar, don't you?
What, my bedroom?
Yeah.
No, I usually have my bedroom door mostly shut. I have light coming in my bedroom from outside. And I've got the dogs in there. Yeah, I usually do shut my bedroom door because if I don't, at night the cats can, run and play and do their cat thing. And if I don't have my door shut and Jasper sees or hears them, he's going to go and try to... I think he's trying to play with them. I don't think he's actually trying to attack them, but it kind of comes off like that. And it's a real pain in the ass. And he gets very loud and barky, and he has this very, very shrill, high-pitched bark, and it's like, no, can't deal with that shit. So I had to shut my door.
I gotta get to bed. Good night, guys.
Good
Yeah,
night,
good
sweetie. Sleep well.